Astrology soulmates, it's me, Stormy Grace, and this week we are going live with the weekly forecast here from NORWAC 2023 in Seattle, Washington, of course, in the United States. So really excited to be here with you. The astrological buzz is very high, lots of astro conversation going on. Of course, that's what happens when you put a group of people interested in astrology together. So lots of new ideas to consider, lots of experiencing and sharing in the stories and the vibration of experiences that we're having that you guys leave in the comment sections down below every week. And I have the opportunity to not only read what you're going through and you're experiencing and how these things are manifesting in your life, but to relate to them in my own life as well. So it's always just really beautiful to see that the astrology is playing out and then hear the personal interpretations. So we are not going to do anything different than that as we look at the weekly forecast for the week of May 29th. This is just wild. We are heading into June, and I keep thinking to myself, we were literally just getting ready for, oh my gosh, 5 months from now, Jupiter's going to move into Taurus, and we're here, y'all. Jupiter has moved into Taurus, had this connection with the North Node. I mean, we've had the square with Pluto. So much has happened, and here we are heading into month 6 of the calendar year. Now, this week is a full moon week. So, for our soulmate friends that are a little bit more lunar sensitive, or even if you just feel like you're a bit more sensitive and connected to the energies right now, you may be feeling this full moon energy way before we get to the end of the week. You might be feeling it starting to come in right now. And we're going to look at some pattern tracking and some dates. We're going to go back, you know how I roll, and see where you can go to look at where this moon is playing out, where it's pointing you to, okay? So let's jump in here. I want to go live, and then you know what? I'm actually going to pop out as soon as we go live and go teach another class. So if you are here, and even if you are not at NORWAC, but you come and you support this channel and you support the content, I just want to say thank you so much for the privilege of getting a little bit of your time. Hopefully every time we engage, you find it valuable and you leave here with something that helps guide you or inform you for your week. So thank you so much for your attention. Okay, now let me be good to your attention. Let's get in here and see what's going on. So as we're coming into Monday, first of all, remember that we are coming off of Sunday, having the Sun-Saturn energy, okay? Like this was and this was actually beaming throughout the weekend. Now, what I'm talking about is that the Sun was square Saturn. If you remember that energy kicked in last week and is still going to be present as we come forward into this week. So we're coming in on that. But in the lunar land, in the Monday kind of energy, the moon is going to be in the position of void, of course. So it's again a week where we're coming in with a little bit of rest and retreat. Let's finish up things that maybe got stirred up through the weekend, things we were working on, right? So as we're rolling into Monday tomorrow, it's like, okay, I'm going to be finishing things. Depending on where you live, it's Memorial Day. Some people might be celebrating that or not, but it is a finishing energy before the moon gets later in the day into Libra. Now, this is great too, because not only did we finish, we rest, we tied up some things, we were just being cool. Now we want to rebalance our scales, okay? So, and this is, remember, in the internal lunar land, emotionally, things with relationships in our life could become a priority to rebalance them. Now, we also may find, it's this interesting dynamic of not just a relationship of, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife. It's not just always our human relationships, but look into your life. Where do you have fish, hamsters, cats, dogs, plants, things or projects in your life that you've been out of balance with? You haven't been actually giving it that much of your attention, and you need to slow down or speed up and get back into the connection to maintain the relational balance. Where are you at when we check in Monday morning between your balance of relation, between home and work, between rest and play, between eating and working out, right? The things that live in these dynamic balances, where are they at for you? Other things to consider is if the relationships that you are engaging with or that you will engage with this week are actually supporting you on the journey that you would like to go into or that you'd like to be taking. Now, something that I think is a great way to look at that is, when you're considering who you're going to hang out with or the content that you're going to engage this week, is it about taking you in the direction of your journey, or is it just a gossip festival, right? And maybe the direction of the journey is you're like, listen, I need a little tea, okay? I get that. I have Leo in the 12th house. I love to watch dramas. Like, I don't want drama in my life. I'm like, oh no. That is not for Stormie Grace. But I love to watch dramas. Succession is killing me right now. Plus, I watch K-dramas, right? So, but consider this. And then what is that for you? Is it a distraction from the balance of participating in your life? Or is this the right relationship in your life and it is uplifting you or supporting you on the journey in some way? That's a lot to take in on just a Monday. But the good news is that we'll experience that Libran energy through Tuesday, but then Tuesday evening, moving through well until Wednesday morning, we're going to see the moon come void, of course, again. So you will have had this consideration, hopefully some nice relating, and then we move back into a rest position well through Wednesday until we see the moon get into the energy of Scorpio. And this is going to happen Wednesday evening, okay? Now, as the moon moves into the energy of Scorpio, of course, we become more mystical. We get a little bit deeper to the root of things is really where you can find that vibration and that energy showing up. And as we see it here, I think one of the questions, again, is very good this week is like, why are you doing what you're doing? What is your motive behind that? Not your intention, right? Like my intention was to make it look this way. But the motive, that little mustard seed that's underneath why I'm doing what I'm doing, that is really driving the whole show. It's driving everything I'm doing. That's my motive. What am I trying to get out of what I'm doing? And this is a great place when the moon is in Scorpio here to answer those questions, because you're going to be able to see it, and one of the things I love is my spiritual teacher always tells me, she's like, Stormie, if you spot it, you got it, she's like, because you can't spot the things that aren't in your motive vibration in the first place. So it's a really nice mirror, I think, to work with and to see where at the level of the sub and unconscious spaces, what is driving and moving us to do what we're doing that, I'm not thinking about it consciously. I'm not thinking, oh yeah, I was wearing this outfit because I wanted to get this response. I was doing this because it's how I've always danced in the dynamic with my parents or my children or my work, right? So it's a nice time to have this open reflection. Now, the moon in Scorpio can be two. It can be two things, right? It's a great time for revelation because we're kind of detoxing secrets, emotions, truths, all of these kinds of things. But it can be a time where someone is doing that with you, where you're just buying your cheese and someone in the cheese aisle just starts talking to you, and the next thing you know, you're hearing like a confession and you're like, whoa, what is going on? And you know what, sometimes that's really awkward, but sometimes you can realize that you're having a little bit of a mini karmic soulmate meetup, and it's a sacred container right there at the cheese of a moment that is intended and needed to happen for both of your healing. It's actually really, really very cool. I am telling you, I have met people at the bananas and I'm like, whoa, like, I don't know what happened for us maybe in a past life or what we needed to clear up, but we just sorted it out at the apples and bananas cart, and here we go, So also remember that while there's some real comedy in being a human being, sometimes we're walking quite unknowingly into sacred containers of meetups that we really need to participate in, okay? All right, so let's get into Thursday, where we're going to welcome June to the table. We, of course, see Jupiter come into conjunction with the North Node, and I just got done talking about this last night here at Norwalk, that this is a significant moment. Now, the most significant transit that I think we have had all year long was Jupiter coming into a square with Pluto, which happened as Jupiter came into Taurus May 16th. Why I think that was the most significant is because it closed the door to the old world, right? The things that were revealed to us about how we make money, how we move, what we value, the gems and the resources and the skills and the talents that you have that are valuable now, and that the world is ready for you to bring out because it's got a place to actualize them. That happened in 2020, that we started to see it rise to the surface, and Jupiter and Pluto squared against each other and shut the door to the old world. It's like you're in new territory now. How do you function in the new alliance in the world? How do you function in the new markets, the new finances, the new value systems of the world? Because what it used to be, it ain't. It ain't. So now we're solidly on the island. But just because you're on the island, you've had Uranus and Taurus, shink to dink and shake you out, all of these cool talents and move some fears out of the way and really be a revelation that sometimes I think felt very chaotic for people. It doesn't mean that you know exactly how to actualize what has come for you. And this is where Jupiter coming together with the North Node is delicious. It's delicious because what it also can bring in this day and at this time are your new teachers. It's literally like a spiritual helper, your cosmic conspiracy to bring a teacher, to bring a resource, to bring a whatever to teach you to move forward towards your destiny, to expand it out, right? This is a really big move, and it's a good heralding of energy, a good omen of things to come that you can put out. But what is required is that you're teachable. So this is a great chance as we're rolling here into June to look at, how are you showing up? Are you showing up teachable? And this is the thing, right? It would be nice to be able to will ourselves into the position of teachability, to will ourselves into the best alignment. But sometimes this is where astrology is useful. We need to have it pointed out to us what I'm doing, right? So if you're the smartest person in the room that you're in, you have all of the answers. With Jupiter in the North Node, it's telling you you're in a room that's too small and you got to get someplace where you don't have all the answers. There's somebody to learn from. This is a really change your perspective kind of energy. When it comes to things around, are you taking on too much? Jupiter's our biggest planet in the solar system. So the ability to get big and to get bloated and to just have too much, to be too arrogant, to take on too many projects, to have too much, I know what I'm doing. These are real symptoms of a Jupiter that needs to do a little bit of evolving in order to be in that teachable position. Right? Now, to the other side of it, though, remember, you had all of this stuff going on. Uranus rising new skills and desires to the surface that were already there. They are already yours. They have lived within you for a long time. Jupiter and Aries let you see all the possibilities. I could do this. I could do this. I could do this. I could go this way. Almost too many things. But that Jupiter and Aries energy wasn't going to actualize any of them. It was just exciting. We got it started. Things came to be. But now with Jupiter in Taurus in conjunction with this North Node, it's like Taurus gets discerning. It's like, okay, we're going to take on one or two of these projects and make them solid. And we're going to grab teachers, coaches, mentors to show us how to get it done. And these people are not just some random Joe Blow off the corner. They're people you're on time to meet with when you're ready to be the student, or the people you're supposed to meet with when you're in position to be the teacher. So such a good day. And it's the kind of energy that we find people making whole course corrections to their life here, right? Somebody teaches you something or gives you a piece of perspective shift that literally changes the path, okay? Now, also on the same day, we're going to see Mercury come out of post-retrograde shadow time. We're officially done with the Mercury and Taurus retrograde cycle. So whatever you have learned between 5 and 15 degrees of Taurus in your chart, what was it? Because now you can just fully know that you're in space to go ahead and super actualize that energy, and it's absolutely beautiful. Now, we're going to have another retrograde period, but it's going to be with Mercury retrograding in the energy of Virgo. So we're going to see that and start talking about that as we get into August. Okay, so just kind of keep it in mind that you're going to start keeping an eye on the Virgo area of your chart next. That's also going to have some conversation with the Venus that is retrograde and help you do some literal environmental adaptation changes, and that'll be coming up. Again, you can check out the video with myself and Nicolas Polomanakos from Spa Girls of Gold Astrology, where we talked about the Venus retrograde. Also, side note, I will be on Nicolas's channel later in the year doing 3 questions with him and some other astrological things. So check that out, okay? All right, when we get to Friday, we are going to see Venus, and this is, I think, such a delicious aspect for the week. I really do. Venus is going to be in a trine to Neptune. So we've got Venus over here in Cancer, Cancerian water, in a trine to Neptune in Pisces. So we've got that Piscean water. As these two come together, they actually create a respite. Okay, now I do call them the Bopsy twins because sometimes when it's really good, it's too good. You know what I mean? It's like too good. But this energy, I think, especially after all that we have been experiencing throughout since 2020, right? Let's just have a little relax here. Do something pleasurable. Do something creative for yourself. You know, allow yourself to create and to dream and to move in the space of fantasy here. Eat those snacks that you like. You know, move your body in ways that you like. There's a lot of pleasure principle here that is about remembering that this is time where we have to have the escape sometimes, right? As human beings, we can't just always be in solid reality because we don't create anything in just the reality. We have to have the space of the exploration of our intangible space around us as well, to kind of go there, see and be in your dreamland, be in your daydreamy space, and see what's also living in the space of the ethers, okay? And you have an ease of access to be able to do this when 2 water signs are trine. So you're literally creating and exploring that internal, emotional, creative security world through the lens of water, through the lens of creation. Now, we're going to see these 2 have another conversation this year, December 25th. So take advantage, take on living in the world of fantasy. Now, the other thing I want to tell you too is, I don't know, I'm just a Taurus, so this all sits trine to that beautiful earth energy, and maybe you just want to eat your dessert and your snacks first. This is the day where you have cereal for dinner, if you don't regularly do that, okay? All right, then later in the day, we're going to see the moon step back into some void of course energy before the moon moves Saturday into the energy of Sagittarius, and later in the day, we will welcome in full moon time at 13 degrees of Sagittarius. Now, let's look at the moon story that we've got going on here. First of all, find 13 degrees of Sagittarius in your chart. If you do not know how to find this in your chart, click in my description box down below. I've got a video showing you how to find the active transit in your chart, okay? And if you don't have a chart, please come get one from me. Also in the description box down below, go to astro.com, Cafe Astrology, wherever you need to go to get a chart, because it makes it so much more rich and delicious when you're looking at it through the lens of your own chart. But still know, if you're listening in the general, we're all experiencing these vibrations. So you're not going to miss it even if you don't understand astrology to the fullest just yet, okay? So let's review this full moon that's happening. First of all, the full moon, the astronomy of it in the sky is that we've got the sun and the moon in opposition. They're pulling in 2 different directions. So our light, right, is pulling in 2 different directions. But what it creates is all of the light that is available. So it's all lit up. We're all in the sky. We're all moving and grooving, okay? But it's asking us to end something, acknowledge something, or to make an adjustment to what is going on, especially a revelation that's coming from an emotional place. So there's information that's being revealed. Sagittarius is revealing to us, I have a void somewhere in my life and I would like to fill it. I want the adventure. I want to bring in adventure. I want to expand out. I want new truth. I want new information that is available to me here. Now, the place I would like you to go is, first of all, let's go back to December 4th of 2021. Something started here. We had a new moon at 12 degrees of Sagittarius. So what did you plant seeds of intention to begin at that particular time? Then we come September 3rd of 2022 to the first quarter moon. This is at 11 degrees of Sagittarius. So it's all in the degree family of this moon. So we know there's a story unfolding here, okay? Now we're going to have this particular full moon, which is going to ask us to end, acknowledge, or adjust something that was happening in that patterning of story. And we'll see the culmination of this at the last quarter moon, March 3rd of 2024. So put those dates down, look in your journal, and see what was going on for you at that time, because that's the story of this declaration of new truth and new expansion that the full moon is bringing to your attention. Okay, as we're going to close out the week, we're going to see Mercury on Sunday come into a conjunction with Uranus. This is always big. It's an opportunity for you to take on a new adventure. Do something new, have a high level innovation that you take on, experiment with something, go to a place, meet new friends, meet new ideas, just let it all kind of come in and culminate into some new delicious adventure for you. I really like it. Plus, you can also find yourself getting really surprising news that changes the pathway or the course of direction that you've been traveling. Pretty good week I think we've got on our hands. I'm looking forward to seeing what's unfolding for you in the comment section down below. So please make sure you do let me know how you're doing, how things are going, how the week unfolds for you. Of course, if you can like this video because you heard anything valuable in it, that also helps with the algorithm. Like the video, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you for your support. I love you guys. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next time from wherever I'm at in the next destination. Bye, everybody.